I'm so happy to have this chat. I have today here what I call them. They are my passion movers, and you are listening our Dance Journeys podcast, where we share people's journeys in dance, their challenges, what they have learned, why they're dancing, and we always hope that these journeys are giving some inspiration and kind of new thoughts for everybody's own dance journey. So if you haven't met me before, I'm Pirita, and I'm here in Edinburgh at the moment, but I'm originally from Finland. And today I have a really special guest. I have here Heli, who is also, she is from Finland and in Finland at the moment. And I'll let Heli to tell a little bit more about, tiny bit about herself, what she's doing also from outside from dance, but and also where she's a little bit based on living, so we get a little bit field. But yeah, Heli, welcome and share something a little bit about you before we get into the dance journey.
Thank you. Nice to be here. So, hi everybody. My name is Heli, and I'm originally from Finland, like Pirita just said, and I'm still in Finland. And I'm located about 30 kilometers from Helsinki to the north, so not very far away from the capital. But I'm also a Lapis and also a Sami person, and I'm also a Southern Finn because I spent most of my childhood in Lapland, but I've done all my school years in Helsinki. And at the moment, I am a university teacher at the University of Helsinki. So I'm teaching the future pharmacists about medicine and nutrition. But beside that, I'm also a nutritionist, and I'm having this kind of nutrition counseling place for ordinary people that I'm helping them with their diet and medication and whatever problems or challenges they have due to their food or other diseases. But last but not least,
Mm.
I'm also I have a huge amount of different kind of instruction courses to exercise. So I am I have dance classes. I have also this kind of pilates and body muscle and whatever you call them for taking care of your body, especially for senior people, but also for families and also for mothers with their babies.
Yeah, the huge scale from the nutrition to movement
Yes,
to
yes.
well-being. That's
To
the coming
well-being,
out
you
of
could say that.
it. Yeah, great. Well, I know that I have been working now with you now a year became this year that we've been working together, and I've got to know you a little bit more. But if you could kind of on few sentences, a little bit in short way to describe how did you start dancing? What was the first? Was it that some you started when you was younger, or do you started when you was older? Like a little bit of that early stages. How did you kind of found or ended up with dance?
Dance. Yes, I could say that dance journey came to my life about 3 times. I started when I was a child. I can't even remember, about 6 or 7 years, and I did everything from jazz to folk dance, and I don't know, it's called like that kind of Arabic dance.
Mm.
I don't know what's the name nowadays for that one. And I did that quite many years, but then something happened and I stopped dancing, but I never stopped moving.
Mm.
And I had a long break for dancing, and then the second dance time came back to my life in the early adulthood after a long difficult relationship. So luckily it ended. So I got excited about partner dancing. I got familiar with waltzes and tangos and different kind of swing dances, and I did that quite many years. And after that, I also during those second dance years, I also found my second spouse from the dance field, and he was a dancer too. and we did some competition, but not with success. And then the life changed again, and luckily that relationship also ended, and I kept dancing by myself
Mm.
a couple of years after that. But somehow I noticed that dance culture during that time was maybe it was my own experience, but it was quite hard. It was quite strict, and it was quite concentrated on how you look and what do you do, and are you good at that level, or are you some kind of professional? So I quit that at that time, and then it was a quite long break for my third coming, which came from when my, I could say that senior, and my senior ages, or my prime age. So I found that dance again, and it's more like solo dances at the moment. What I've been doing for those last years, I still do. I still dance with my lady friends. So we are lady couples. So we dance about once or twice a week, still together, but we don't go anywhere like dance places or any kind of dance competition or anything like that. We just dance together because it's nice to dance also with somebody.
Mm.
But mainly I'm dancing by myself. And also this dance is getting more and more from my life because I get also paid. 1/3 from my salary comes from dancing, because I have those dance classes for senior elderly people.
Mm. Yeah.
So that's kind of sort of my dance journey from now on, and I can't see the end for my dance now. So I
Good.
think it's here now to stay.
Nice. And for all of those times when it's been kind of starting and stopping, what kind of things you felt that has been the things that has stopped you dancing?
Maybe it's that I feel that I'm not good enough as a
Mm.
dancer.
Mm. Mm.
So it's quite, I think that's quite main reason, that maybe that's I'm not talented enough, I'm not professional enough, I'm not that acrobatic level enough.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, also those, do you think that not feeling good enough have been coming from the classes where you were taking or during that time, they were not supporting you individually, or where do you feel like that kind of thought has come to your mind on those times?
I think that comes also from those classes and lessons and from those teachers I went. They were doing their best. I don't blame them, but it was so individually orientated and concentrated that they just saw those that they could see that they could develop them further. So it was a bit old-fashioned way of teaching the dance,
Mm.
because there were certain circumstances and certain way of looking, how you have to look like and how you have to behave and how slim you have to be and how whatever you have to be. And also the dance culture on different kind of dance places. For example, if you go to somewhere with those summer cottages, and there are some kind of different kind of places where you can dance. So there I noticed that people were more divided to two parts, for those that they are just ordinary dancers and those who are very pro dancers, and there were very strict area where you could go, because you can't go to that pro area if you are not a pro dancer.
Yeah, the segregation
Yes, yes.
of things. Well, you talk about you've done a little bit the couples dancing and all of little bit different things. What kind of dance cultures and dance styles have you done and tried, and what do you find that are more now perhaps you at the moment?
At the moment, I have found different kind of dances. So I found contemporary dance, reggaeton,
Mm.
and I think most of those solo dances are more for me at the moment.
Mm.
So
Mm.
yes, those couple dances, they are still okay. And though I could say those fashioned dances still, but I'm getting familiar with, for example, contemporary dance. I didn't know about 1 year ago anything about it, and I thought that I couldn't and never ever dance that one.
Yeah. Now you have found new things. Well,
Yes, and I've been
yeah.
almost once a week on that class, that
Mm,
contemporary class.
yeah. Yeah, you have. Well, as you've been doing it a little bit different styles and kind of the different cultures as well. What do you think in dance kind of supports you the most? What kind of aspects or what kind of style of doing or what kind of a teaching way or what do you think that are the aspects that really support you on your dancing and on your journey to learn as well?
Mm, that's a good question. And quite wide one. I think that in Finland there are still that I haven't been on different classes anymore. I used to go them, but I don't go that often anymore.
Mm,
It should be good because it would be good to see different kind of teachers how they do the teaching. But I still it's quite old-fashioned way of teaching. I think they start that if we think about drawing a picture, they start from the eyes and they start from the nose. They don't get the whole body first. They start from the small little things first, and then the whole body is some kind of disabled after that because when you try to put the whole body to those eyes, so it's not working. So they are, and I thought that that's the way it should be, and I thought that's the only way that I have to concentrate on, for example, the technique that I can do my movements right, and if I take the step, for example, to the right instead of left, it's totally wrong, and I'm not a good one, and I have to practice a lot of about taking those steps in the correct way, and
mm,
I think that's still going on here.
mm,
But on the other hand, I have noticed that some people try to speak here also in Finland that dance is for everybody and dance should be privileged for everybody. And of course, there are some research and studies
mm.
that we can see that dance is a super effect, for example, your cognitive
Yeah,
and for your physical
yeah.
healthy and anything, and it can prevent
Mm,
even Alzheimer's
mm,
disease if you do
mm.
dancing regularly. So
Yeah.
somehow the dancing is coming and coming, but still there is some kind of limit
Mm,
that there are the real dancers and then there are just those who can dance that they don't get sick.
mm,
But I
mm,
hope it is changing,
mm,
but
mm,
it's changing very slowly.
mm. Yeah. Well, yeah, you mentioned about the a drawing which we we talked about
Yes, I
last
know.
week. uh,
I know, and
I'm
that was
really
a good
curious.
example.
I'm really curious of if you can for the also for listeners to open what it meant for you when you kind of heard what the example of the drawing that why we focus so much on the nose and the eyes
Mm.
and then not the big picture. What it gave for you? How would you describe it? What does it mean for you?
Yes, because I realized that I have always concentrated on that what I do and how do I do those movements and what are the steps and what's
Mm,
the choreography and without thinking that what do I get from the dance, what do I get from the classes, what do I get from the teaching, and I haven't thought anything about what do my students get from my lessons, what is the main thing that they get from there, is it that they know how to take their steps to the right position and their ankles corner is in the right way and their fingers
mm,
are straight, and
mm,
so that's what I understand with drawing a
mm,
nose and the eyes first and without thinking at what's the main goal, for example,
mm,
for my dancers. What do they
Mm,
want to get from my classes?
mm,
If it's something that they want better physical condition, so that's a good
mm,
one. And how do we get that by
mm,
dancing? And what kind of dance movements should we
mm,
do after that? And not
yeah.
thinking about that you have to take those steps
Mm,
to the right and to the left, and
yeah.
that that's what I mean. And also for my own, I have always thought that
Mm,
I have been so technique orientated that I
mm,
always ask when I send someone, for example, to you a video about my dance. So I want to know if my angles are right and if I'm doing those movements correct and if I'm following them as they
yeah.
should be. So I haven't thought
Mm,
about that as a whole.
mm,
Do I enjoy about that? No, I don't enjoy about
yeah.
seeing myself in the video, but what do I get from that dance? So I'm just learning
Mm,
that. I have just realized that it can be different.
mm,
And I
mm,
think that's the way it supports me most.
mm. Great.
Because
Yeah.
nobody has ever asked me when I was a child and when I was my early adulthood and I went to those dance classes, nobody ever asked me that how do I feel when I'm dancing and what do I want to get from the dance? Why do I dance?
Mm, yeah.
They just told me that in order to dance jazz, you have to do that way
Mm,
and stay in that line. Don't go to
yeah.
that direction.
Yeah. 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 It's a really shame. I know that we are slowly getting that direction more and more, but somehow also we are losing the whole why we're doing it. And it's so
Mm,
shame to hear that so much people have experienced it that nobody has never really asked them.
mm, mm,
Why do you honestly dance? What do you get from it? And it is a shame because then we are really focusing those eyes and nose first. And like I explained that method, how I see dancing and learning is the similar of drawing, is that if we draw first the eyes and then which the nose and then everything else, it's going to be a little bit wrong direction. It's
mm,
misplaced, the eyes are misplaced, they're all over because it's we need the big lines first and then we need to go deeper and deeper in. And those big lines, like mentioned when we were chatting about it with the group, that it is more about that. What do you want to get from it? How do you want to feel? And getting progress with it, like you want to learn some technique or you want to learn of different ways how to express yourself. That's okay, but not to focus first. Is it 5 or 6 or 7 or 8? Or is it
mm,
right hand? Is your pinky that way or is it that way? When we don't understand the body awareness, when we don't understand how our muscles are working, when we don't haven't questioned why we honestly want to do it. And so much of then of when people are starting dancing, it's gonna stop because they are trying to fix those eyes. But of course, more you fix those eyes, if they are in the wrong place, you can't really fix them. You need to start all over. So let's
mm,
clear it up and let's focus on the lines first and then draw the eyes.
mm, mm.
So it is
But
good
if you have
that
been drawing your eyes totally wrong, it's so difficult to start doing it from the beginning because
yeah,
they are so strongly somewhere
yeah,
there,
yeah,
still
yeah,
in your muscles memories and in your body that you have to concentrate on that little thing, how far you are trying
yeah,
to take them away.
yeah,
And it's difficult, but it's
yeah,
possible, but it takes
mm,
time.
yeah, absolutely.
Mm,
Well, now that you also have done on last year of things differently, um, I know so much because we work so closely. So I know that we try to really shift everything on the opposite side, and I could see that how much more freedom you are getting, and you really like really taking those layers away of what has been stopping with you and with your dancing. And I can see that progress, how it kind of also resonates and then also reflects on how you're teaching and what you're sharing about it as well. But what do you feel for yourself? What has been the biggest learning so far that you have taken for yourself from past year and now past years when you have started to change things, how you learn, what you do, and how you teach?
mm. maybe if I talk about dancing now, so maybe the one of the biggest learnings from me is that I have started to know myself much better. During this last year, I've noticed some things that have always been there, but I haven't realized that they are part of me. Like I have been always this kind of addict approval. I need always some kind of addict from other people, almost to everything what I do. So I've started working with that I don't need them approval. I just need my approval for myself and that I accept myself as I am. It doesn't happen like that, unfortunately, even though I would like to have it happen like that. But maybe that one thing and how I talk to myself, how I treat myself, and also that I started wondering that if it's that the way that, because I try to treat other people like that also. So I try to treat other people that how I would like to treat myself. I don't want them to be addict approval, for example, if they come to my dance class. So I want that they get their freedom, and I've started using more like this kind of interactive dancing and free dancing, that they can dance just by themselves, that I put the music on and tell them, okay, now you are free to move, just like you feel, and listen to the music, close your eyes and start moving. This is a huge place and you don't have to be afraid. So that's what I'm trying to teach all. So for myself, that forget that people are watching you and thinking of that, oh my God, she's so terrible dancer, that how she can be dancing there, because that's my little voice there that's saying to me, it's still there, but I'm working on it, that I get rid of it.
Yeah, great. And you also mentioned that you're teaching dance, and most of them that are seniors. How did you kind of ended up to having seniors and not different age, or was it kind of like you already kind of those groups were there and you were asked, or like is it like you just really enjoy working with that age group?
That's a good question, because I like also children, and I could work with children. I have had couple of groups with small children and families and those mothers and their babies, and I could work with them more, but somehow my heart is for seniors, because at least in Finland there are more and more older people, and I think that in order to get them feel well and how they are going to spend the rest of their life, they have a right to have good quality of their life. And and I don't mind walking, and I don't mind going to the gym. They are also very good. But somehow I'm happy when I can see those older people start moving, and when they stand up from their chair or wheelchair and they start moving and dancing. That somehow that makes my heart jumping. And maybe that was also because those groups were already there when some people asked me that if I could come to teach them. Maybe it's part of it, was also already planned. I could also take maybe some children or more mothers with their babies, but at the moment I like seniors, and I try to prioritize. So I try not to take too many groups. It's for me very hard to say no when some people ask me that could I come and give this lecture to other, for example. So, but I have to concentrate on one age group at the moment, because I'm not doing that full time. If I would be doing this full time, so I wouldn't do that other teaching. But on the other hand, I'm teaching young people at the university, so they are the kind of my students, and I'm also trying to bring that dance also to those my lectures, because they are almost every time they are about 2 hours of 3 hours. And if they keep sitting 2 hours without standing up, so it's not good because everybody knows that if you are sitting too long on your places, so it's more harmful
Mm. Yeah.
that any, like for example,
Mm.
alcohol or
Mm.
smoking.
Mm.
So I'm also trying to bring the dance for my classes and say that, okay, now we
Mm.
stand up and I play some music and ask
Mm.
them to dance or go out or doing something else to have a break.
Mm.
So
Mm.
on the
Yeah.
other hand, I have both. I
Yeah.
haven't thought that earlier. Just
Mm.
now when you asked that why do I have seniors, but I have to
Mm.
admit that I have also young people.
Yeah, you have. Well, and I
Mm,
think it's really important to have the seniors, the dance and movement, and let them
mm,
like I know that you have been teaching them different things, and it's really important because I think as long as we are in this earth, no matter what age we are, if we keep learning or
mm,
we keep
mm,
living, and it is just also of getting to still connect with those different cultures, different musics.
mm,
It's just a beautiful thing, and not to be in a similar way. I think with sometimes kids and with seniors that we go a
mm,
little bit like, not to say that we make them dumb, but we kind of like, oh, we play the music that what brings them memories from back in the time when they were kids.
mm,
And that's important as well. No, like absolutely. Those are important moments as well, but it's really important those other moments as well to still introduce them something else, something
mm.
different that they haven't experienced. And I think
Yes, on their
that's
level.
on their level. Exactly,
On their level.
exactly. Because everybody can do it, like we have seen in our classes. The oldest ones in reggaeton are over 70, and
Mm,
they're all dancing in the same class. It's possible, but you just need to find the body awareness that you know that, okay, what how do I do this for me? So amazing that you keep doing that work.
yes,
Well,
because I think
mm,
that when you stop moving, you stop living.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
And I think we can't afford that. As I don't, especially in Finland, we can't afford that when the people stop moving, they
Mm,
stop living. It's
yeah.
going to cost a lot of money for
Mm,
themselves, but also for the society.
good. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
And
And
but I
government
don't
needs.
think about that from money
Mm,
perspective. I just think about how they could
yeah,
get some more quality for their life.
right. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Well, I think maybe some of the listeners might be thinking of also that you have a kind of active life. You you have three different basically professions of things
Mm,
that you work on, and then you have your own training. And now also this year we introduced you the aerial wall yoga, which you have been doing a lot as well. But before we go
mm,
to aerial wall yoga, how do you manage to still keep training and being active for yourself, even know that you have quite a busy life, and you have kids and they have really active hobbies? So
mm.
how have you managed to keep training for yourself?
It's a good question again because I I was counting about my exercise hours, so it's about 15 to 20 hours a week. So it might be a lot, but it's part of my life. I can't live without it.
Mm,
It's just that I'm used to live with that and I need them. If I don't get them,
mm,
I'm going to die. I'm going to be so sick. I'm going to be so ill. I'm going to
mm,
be depressed. I'm going to be mad.
mm,
I'm not going to be a good mother. I'm going to be a terrible wife.
mm,
So it's just part of my lifestyle.
mm. What could
It's
you
it's my
say?
routine.
Yeah, routine. Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm.
What could you say? What one thing that kind of helps you to keep that routine on?
Mm,
Is it that you're
it's
kind of planning it advance or something else?
yes, and I think it's most maybe my instinct motivation
Mm,
that I just need that. I know that my body needs that, that my brains need that. That
mm,
if I don't get them, so I have to say that I prioritize them. How do you pronounce that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, I have a fully booked calendar, but
Mm.
that's I do that planning
Mm.
beforehand, that I put all my classes into my
Mm.
calendar in first place, and then I start planning my other work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, because I'm not doing that on certain place from 8 to 4, so I
Mm.
don't have to go, for example,
Mm.
to the city and be there from 8 to 4. So
Mm.
my timetable, it's a bit flexible.
Mm.
And
Mm.
of course, I do those meetings and other lectures I have to do in
Mm.
that time that they are given to me.
Mm.
But I just make sure that I have time
Mm.
for dance, that I have time for aerial yoga, and that I have time for walk in the forest, even
Mm.
though that they would be shorter
Mm.
time.
Mm. Yeah.
So I don't do them always 2 hours at the same time. So I might do them, for example, 10 minutes
Mm.
or half
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah.
But I know there was a time that I couldn't do that because
Mm.
I had that hip replacement surgery a couple of years ago and I couldn't move them. Then
Mm.
and there was also that
Mm.
COVID and pandemic, and all the places were shut down and
Mm.
nothing was open, and it was just in December, and
Mm.
this all the land was frozen, and it was difficult to go anywhere with
Mm.
my sticks, and I was almost locked at my house,
Mm.
and nobody gave me any directions how to practice
Mm.
my hip, which was just had a surgery. So of course
Mm.
I knew that they knew that I'm some kind of professional, that because I do that exercise and have my lessons, so I know how to train
Mm.
myself. But still, I was surprised that if they
Mm.
do that for everybody, they don't give any direction
Mm.
how to do that. So it's so easy to stay home. It's so easy to stay that on the
Mm.
sofa and open the television or
Mm.
open your cell phone and go to that
Mm.
Instagram or Facebook. So I think it's one of those choices you have to make.
Mm. Mm.
It, it's always about the choices. What's the meaningful for you?
Mm.
If you
Mm.
feel that okay, hanging around on the sofa and watching the TV and all kind of series for 2 hours, or dancing and
Mm.
walking in the forest and then hanging out on the hammock. So I just feel that they are more important for me.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And it sounds as well because the motivation is coming so powerfully from inside that you know that you need it, and that even if
Yes.
you
Mm.
have those days that are busy, or you have those days that we all have those days when we're tired and we would rather just sit on the sofa.
Mm.
But the motivation from the inside is like you reminds you like, okay, but you know how you're gonna feel if you don't even just give like for
Mm.
10 minutes or 5 minutes for
Mm.
yourself.
Mm.
And I think it's beautiful that you mentioned that, and it's a good reminder for all. And I know that when we started, we talked about a lot about the hip and trying to for movement to get mobility. And then we started with the aerial wall yoga after. How have your own journey with the aerial wall yoga? What it has given for you?
Oh, it's been very helpful for me. I love it. I love it. And I have to say first that it's not yoga for me, because I know that there are
Mm.
different kind of attitudes for yoga. It's not religion for me, or it doesn't reflect anything like that for me. I wouldn't call it a yoga. I would call it different if there would be a choice. And this Finnish version, liinailu, there is no any
Mm.
translation for that word. So that's
Mm.
why I call it hanging out in the hammock. So it's most closely to that
Mm.
word. So when I never thought that that could be so helpful, and if I hadn't found this aerial yoga, so I think I would be still suffering from my back pain. and my hip pain. Of course, I have to say that my dance has improved. I hate that word, improved or developed. It's
Mm,
it's been progressing. I can say that it has been developed a lot. I
mm,
could say
mm,
that one. Yes, it's part of that dance, of course, and it's part of that my muscles are much stronger.
mm,
But without yoga, I couldn't open my hip wide open. When
mm,
I started doing this aerial yoga, I couldn't open
mm,
my leg wide open now. And now, about it didn't even take a half a year when I was able to do that tree position. You know that
yeah, yeah,
that you stand with your one leg and open
yeah,
your hip open. So
mm,
it has helped me a lot, and I think that somehow I'm not that one tree anymore. So I have a different kind of parts in my body than, and they are some kind of getting more relaxed.
mm,
And I think it's a very good.
mm,
It's a balancing, and it's also, I think every dancer should do that
mm,
aerial yoga. I think
mm,
it's absolute after training or before training in the morning or in the evening, because it's kind of restorative method.
mm,
I don't
yeah,
mean that it's any kind of meditation or you have to dive
mm, mm,
somewhere
mm, mm,
places or anything, but somehow it helps you to concentrate. It helps you
mm,
to empty your thoughts,
mm,
that you just concentrate on
mm,
that aerial yoga, and it
mm,
helps me with my back problems, and it helps me with my legs, and it helps me with my hip, and it helps me with my shoulders and neck and
mhm,
everything.
mm. Great, great. And it has been a really lovely how quickly it helped you when we started to look that, of course, like the dance side started to support you, but then I
Mm,
knew immediately like how quickly, especially for the hip side, it can support
yes.
even more. And it happened. It was so lovely to see it. And of course, that's the one biggest reason why I do it. I know that
Mm.
if I don't do it, my body will tell it immediately. And so
It
it
will
has,
tell you, yes, that if I just have some days, for example, 2 or 3 days that for some reason I can't do that, I notice in my body, and I start also missing that.
yeah.
That it's somehow that I notice that something is missing from my daily routines if I can't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a bit same thing that you have to brush your teeth every day.
Mm.
You just can't tell people that I haven't brushed my teeth for 3 months because I've been so busy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
so
True.
why would it be the same with the aerial yoga or dance, that I haven't been
Mm.
dancing for 3 months or haven't doing my aerial yoga because I've been so
Mm.
busy?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, kind of on my last question, and when we're finishing up from today, it's been really lovely chat, and I could just chat so much more. You have
Mm,
so much expertise from the nutrition and all of that.
mm.
Hopefully, we need to make another new episode of that, all of
Maybe,
that,
yes, that's a good idea.
and talk about it. But I was really because one of the biggest conversations that of course we have in this dance journeys podcast, because they started after pandemic and most of people started to more dance at home, and then it's all of these discussions around still of like, oh, I don't want to dance at home, I can't focus at home, I don't have space at home, I have my kids at home. Well, how have you felt, because I know you train a lot at home,
Mm.
and you have kids and like you have busy schedule as well. How you have kind of dealt with that of kind of training at home? How do you feel it? What do you feel like kind of helps and supports for you in it? And compared, if you would need to do everything what you're training now at home to do that elsewhere, would it be possible? So if you could a little bit talk about that for your.
Yes, definitely. If I had to do everything somewhere else, so it would be problematic because it always takes time to drive somewhere or take a
Mm,
bus or go somewhere. So at least it takes about half an hour to get
mm,
somewhere in Finland, because at least where I live, there are no any dance studios
mm,
very close to me that I could just walk. And unfortunately, I don't have my own dance studio at my own house. So I've kind done a dance room from every room where I live at with my family, and my husband keeps telling me that you don't have to change every room as a dance studio. So could you please keep only one room as a dance room? Because yes, but that's the way, because I dance when, for example, when I'm cooking. So I can do that dancing at the same time. It's not that practicing that if I want to take, for example, one step from your program, from the new one. So it's not possible that I cook and look at your program. I'm not that talented yet, even though I have some ADHD problems, but still I can concentrate on those both. But for example, my own training, when I somehow know already that I don't have to watch every step, for example, that I'm already familiar. So I'm not dancing while I'm cooking, for example. It's easily can be from 10 minutes. And I don't mind about my children and my husband. I'm not dancing while they are at home. So I just want them to see that, okay, dance is important for me. And they know it's part of my life. So I don't have to hide. And I don't have to go anywhere else. So now they are kind of used to that. That I keep training and open my laptop or cell phone and follow, for example, your class, or just practice my future lessons. So I don't think it's kind of excuse that you have to go somewhere else to dance. It's possible to dance even in your bathroom if it's big enough. Everybody has more space than one meter in your bathroom. So you can't dance while you are, for example, doing a laundry.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it was beautiful what you said, that they have got used to it. And I think it's so much like, of course, for myself, I have always trained and doing the workouts at home. So for me, it's really normal. I like it's normal to train at home, but those who haven't built it in, it's something a new habit. And if you have kids or a husband, they're not used to it either. So it's like you need to go into that journey of that it's for you a new journey, but it's for them a new journey. But I bet that it's something when they see it, they start to be like, oh, okay, maybe I do for myself as well. So I always think that is a kind of a good influence in a way of
It's a
showing
good
those.
influence, and it's a good example, for example, for
Yeah,
your kids, that they see that mom needs to do some
yeah,
training, and mom wants to be alone for a while, and mom wants to
yeah,
listen to music.
yeah, yes,
So I don't think I think it's good
yeah,
example. Whether if you want to do some muscle training or some
yeah,
other things, for
yeah,
example. So I don't see that's different. You can do that
absolutely.
also at home. You can
Mm,
do that while you are watching a TV with your family.
mm,
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's just a, if I had to do somewhere else than my house, so I
mm,
think it would be much more difficult
yeah, yeah,
to do that amount of training.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm still dreaming about my own dance studio or my one
I
dance
think
room
we
that I
all are
could have.
always thinking,
Yes.
hoping to have a tiny bit space, but it is lovely that how you are talking like is a good example. And I think
Mm,
especially all the moms and dads, and especially people who have family, and we go so much of that process of
mm,
thinking about them, and we forgo ourselves, and we think
mm,
like if we put ourselves at the first, we somehow putting them on the bottom, and it's not, because
mm.
they all can coexist and they
Yes.
support each other. So it's really lovely
Okay.
that you
Mm,
mentioned it, because I think so much people who might be listening in there, and I hope you could take it away that don't feel bad of doing that for yourself. Don't be bad of saying like, wait a
mm.
minute, mom needs now 10 minutes to have a groovy. Or you can join or just give me 10 minutes. And I think every mom would be, or parent would be happier if they would do that.
Yes,
And
I think so too. And
so
you can always dance with your kid.
exactly. Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
take them with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Well,
Mm.
Well, before we're ending from today, like I said, oh, this like it's so lovely to have a
Time
conversation, and
flies. Oh,
time flies, and I hope everybody's been getting some new things from your experiences and from your journey. But we always have ended these chats that you can ask a question from me because I've been asking so many questions. So I always think it's fair that you can put me on the hot seat and ask a question. So, what would be your question for me?
mm.
I love always the thinking faces. Every time when I say this, they like I can see that they're like, how badly we're going to put her in this hot seat now.
No, I wasn't thinking about that, which would be the most hardest question for you. But I would like to know, when will you start the record and instructor program?
Yeah, as it's really, I was be chatting about everybody's asking more about the instructor trainings, and yeah, hopefully soon, hopefully really soon.
Mm,
That I think we need more education and places where people can dive into these different dance cultures, how to share them and get people to connect it with it. And so I think of, and I would love to share the knowledge that I have had through all my own
mm,
experience, which is one of the reasons why I previously built the aerial yoga instructor training back in the day as well to share it because it was not happening that much on that time in Finland. So I just wanted to share my knowledge and my experience. So definitely, I would say soon and hopefully really soon. Hopefully.
good. Can't wait that.
Well, we'll end it from today in here. And if there's any other questions for listeners, please put them there wherever you're listening to this podcast. And yeah, share it what this chat gave for you. And well, hopefully we'll keep on continuing chatting. But thank you so much, Heli, for joining today. And we thank everybody
Thank
who
you for
listened.
asking me. It was finally we made it. I'm so happy
Finally.
for this.
Yes. And I think from this all, well, the last words is everybody just, yeah, it's not about time. It's not about are you good enough, but everybody just still need to keep moving for a living, like you said.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Don't stop moving.
Yeah. So
Don't stop
have a
dancing.
have a lovely day in there and we'll keep on chatting. Till the next one.